Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Team Bandit Gang YouTube channel and to the second episode of Gwent Community Chats, I guess is what I'm gonna call this. This is where I just sit down and have conversations with various members of the Gwent community. And, you know, it's quite interesting because it's actually growing, which is really nice. We're starting to see, you know, up and coming people on the streaming world. We're up and coming, like, people in chat, like new players saying, like, imagine how many comments we get saying people like, I just started last week or a month ago, can you give me some advice, etc. And that makes me feel old, so I hate all of you. No, I'm just kidding. But regardless, I am actually joined today by one of those actually up-and-coming streamers. We have Kalvino joining me here today. How's it going, sir?
Hello. It's going pretty good. I had a nice weekend. Glad to be here.
Yeah, I hope your weekend was nice, and we're ending it off with this conversation because it's currently Sunday night for both of us. So I'm kind of happy that I can finally work and collaborate with someone where time zone doesn't need to be a problem. So if I ask this dude to do something like a collab or a project at like 10 p.m. or whatever, I'll probably still be awake.
Oh, okay. I don't know about holding me to that.
No, I won't hold you to that. But like, you know, at least I don't have to worry about like what time is it there in your area, because
exactly,
it's gonna happen a lot. Yeah, exactly.
Gwent community is a wide variety of time zones. That is for sure. That's something I've had to adapt to myself.
Yeah, for sure. And so interesting thing here with Kalvino is this guy loves my work, and I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Like, he is like one of the most. True. I am going to expose you as TVG's #1 fan.
Oh no.
But no, honestly, like, it's kind of great to see that like people appreciate sort of, you know, the kind of work that Team Bandit Gang has put out. And, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own, well, no, screw it, I'm tooting my own horn here.
Yeah, do it, yes.
I mean, considering that the upload that happened before this one actually was, it was a video that took me 6 hours to do, total. It took me 6 total hours to upload a 4-minute video. And if you guys go ahead and watch it, obviously I'll leave the link in the description below, or I'll actually paste it right here so none of you marks ever forget it. Yeah, definitely go watch it, go check it out. Serious deck takes you to pro? Well, I mean, depends on your playstyle, right? If you're looking to go super competitive, like, you know, trying to make Gwent open World Masters level, don't play the deck. If you're looking for some fun wombo combos to check out and meme around, that's the perfect time to play it. So anyway, enough about...
It is a Baby Joseph's deck, right? So we do have to keep that in mind. You're in for some good memes. And
exactly.
Some
but if you mess it up, you get punished. For some reason, BJ just seems to be good at punishing people if you mess up his deck. So don't mess up his deck. Anyway, that's enough for the self-tooting here. And so back to you, Kalvino, actually. There's a ritual. I don't know if you've ever seen any of these podcasts, or I'm getting tired of these podcasts. The word podcast is starting to annoy me because there's like 3 going on in the team.
Yeah, you guys are always doing a lot of work.
Yeah, for sure. And I personally, I just find that to be a way to keep me busy, so that's always nice and fun. But the ritual here in TBG is if you show up as a guest, you need to plug your stuff. So where can people find you? You got a Twitter, Twitch, OnlyFans, Tinder?
Right. Not a few of those, okay? A few of those. But yeah, no, you can catch me live at just Kalvino, okay? I'm thinking of Twitter. I'm usually live Thursdays and Saturdays. And yeah, as Enzo was mentioning earlier, I'm in PST, so I kind of try to switch the time zones where it's like morning for me, but then it's sort of like late evening for the rest of the Gwent community, like over in Europe and all that. So it's usually around 10 a.m. PST, which translates to usually like 8 p.m. CET, around there. So yeah, I would love to have you stop by and chat. And then Twitter is just the Kalvino. Yeah, that's pretty much everywhere I'm at. Along with Discord as well. We do have a Discord server.
All right, yeah. I'll be sure to leave a link to that Discord in the description below, so you guys know exactly where to find them. And I'm actually curious about something. I mean, how did you, like, well, I don't want to say found us, but, you know, like, you're definitely known as, you know, I wouldn't say you're known as, like, to the community, but at least I like, know you personally as someone who, like, who's always, like, whenever I post something, like, when it comes to content, you're pretty much everywhere. Yeah, exactly. I'm just curious, actually, like,
yeah, no, I'd
you
love
know, like,
to
sort of where you, like, how did you find us? I'll be honest. I guess that's
a
question.
I mean, it kind of, it's great. It kind of goes into just sort of like how I got into Gwent, so maybe I'll throw that in there as well. It was definitely last year, during lockdown, everything that was happening. It was definitely around like when a Gwent was being released on Android, I think, and it was like the main sort of time I figured, hey, I'll jump back into the game as I had played it a bit before, sort of around like the console release. And so yeah, I just wanted to try the game again. I was really enjoying it. Hopped on to YouTube, immediately looked up the beginner guides. Those are coming soon here on Bandit Gang, right?
He already knows what's up. He knows what's up.
So yeah, I know. Just started watching all of the YouTube content creators that Gwent has. There's a lot of great ones. I think like Mr. Habla's beginner guide series is definitely like one of the top hits on there. There's a lot of team content as well. And so, from there, I was just checking out everyone in the community. Went to the team pages and everything. Saw just what was going on. And yeah, I found, I think it was probably Mercer, and I want to say it was like one of the first Twitch Bandit Gang members that I really, I think, like was on his chat for a while. And so yeah, I saw he showed me the say no to a bribery video. That's a classic, right?
Very classic. I think it still has the most views on our channel, so
yeah,
it's super popular. Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely know. I think I got to know you guys, through there, and just
yeah, you kind of just started. So this is Mercer's fault then.
I'll say him, and yeah, I'll have to shout out Bronca as well. She was playing quite a bit of Gwent around then as well, and yeah, I'm just trying to think. It was just you guys had such a presence, like in the community as well. Like you see that little pink pig, bottom of the corner there. I'm like, hey, what's that about, right? So I mean, yeah, everybody on the team does a great job, and all the other teams as well about repping themselves and the community as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pink Pig really is. Sorry, my brother.
It stands out.
My brother and sister walked into the door, and I got like kind of distracted. So I was trying to multitask. But yeah, I did catch you saying, yeah, the Pink Pig is definitely a big.
It really
stands out for sure
compared to the other team logos.
It's funny. I think maybe the initial thoughts people see when they see a Pink Pig on someone's stream is like, the hell kind of a team is this? Like, are they supposed to be serious? Are we supposed to take him seriously? I feel like that's just a running gag at this point for anyone who knows like Team Bandit Gang is. Are they serious or are they a joke? You know what? We'll never answer it. Some people will say we're trying to be serious. Some people say we're an absolute joke. If you look at it from the top down, and I emphasize the top, then maybe you'll get an answer. But maybe we'll just leave it as like a running gag for the rest of the rest of Gwent's existence. Okay,
yeah, but you get a pretty good feel for like each team's and like kind of each community member's sort of identity the longer you stick around. And yeah, I knew whenever I was on a Team Bandit Gang stream, I was having a good time. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you played back when it was still on console, huh?
Yeah, so I was playing Witcher 3. I played through most of Witcher 3 and loved Gwent from there. Like how could a classic origin story, right?
Exactly.
Never heard it before, dude. With so Gwent original, music, right?
Never heard it before. Right.
Yeah, so I was always like, oh, I wish I could play this with my friend who was also a Witcher fan. And then we were just waiting for that console release because I'd kind of heard, oh, maybe there's a standalone Gwent, something like that, but it wasn't readily available everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely the console beta of Gwent on console. I played, and like that was before they even had the friendly matches. So I was like, I can't really get into it yet, because like the main thing I wanted was that like being able to share the Witcher universe with a friend of mine who's also very into it as well. But Witcher 3 is single player, so
yeah.
So you got that. So
does your friend play Gwent too, or just Witcher?
Oh, I don't know anymore.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while, but I'm sure he does still. Yeah.
Fair enough. Why don't you catch up with him? Get him involved in this stuff too.
Yeah, I guess that's right, huh?
Because I have a friend here that I've been trying.
Gwent game?
Yeah, exactly. How about a round of Gwent, as they say?
Exactly. There you go.
Because I do have a friend here that actually lives like 5 minutes from his house. Like we both played Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, but the thing is, he's also a very strong chess player. And I'm like, Gwent's gameplay and pace is so much like chess. It's like you'll get the feel for the atmosphere so quick, and it's a card game too. And yeah, I mean, I'm still trying to get him into it. Hopefully when he has more free time, I'm gonna, cause literally all I tell him is you either play Gwent or I'm gonna stop hanging out with you.
Okay, that's one way to do it for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Just
Yeah, no,
coerce
that's
him
funny
into
you
it a little
mentioned
bit.
Yu-Gi-Oh, because Gwent. I feel like Gwent is such a unique kind of card game. Like I never really got into like Hearthstone and everything else.
You know what
But
it
I always
is?
heard how
It's the
popular they
mana
are.
system. It's the mana
Right.
system.
Yeah, that's the main thing that's different, right? I
I
did play a bit
noticed,
of
yeah.
Runeterra, and yeah, it's just, and I just came back to Gwent. It's like there's nothing else,
Yeah,
nothing else like it.
exactly.
But I did have some affinity for card games. Like I definitely did was into some card games when I was younger. Trying to think, it was lots of Pokemon, that's for sure.
Fair
Just
enough.
collected those
Like
mainly. It's
physical
like the big
cards
one.
or like TCGO?
Yeah, the physical. Yeah, no, just like the
Okay.
physical cards, just like
That's
with
fair.
friends.
Yep.
There's some other one. It was like, oh, I don't know. Definitely mainly Pokemon.
Yeah.
Some Yu-Gi-Oh as well, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
for
mainly
me-
mainly just the collecting for fun type of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. Exactly.
And
Like
you get a lot of that with Gwent.
for sure. Of course, like you could argue that Gwent's library is not big enough yet, but that's because the game's just like what 2 years old, 3 years old. Can't remember if
Yeah,
Homecoming
that
came
sounds
out
about right.
2018 or 2019. I want to say it's like 2018, late 2018 or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're freaking old at this point.
Yeah, it's time's flying already. Like it's crazy. We're so many expansions deep already, and
So,
getting the
yeah.
next one coming soon.
Exactly. And it's funny, while we're having this conversation, you're talking about your so original, like, upcoming into Gwent, that I feel like I should just make a video about this. I feel like, what, that's gonna be a video now, is how
Yeah, write
like
it down.
99.9% of players get into Gwent, and it's gonna be like the exact same story.
Pretty much.
And
I'm
we'll
sure
make
some people have some
yeah.
interesting stories. It's kind of, I'm sure it's a bit more different, but you gotta go back in your mind and like recreate it. So I mean, it sounds correct to me,
Yeah, exactly.
But it's pretty much the same for everybody, right? That good old Witcher 3 Gwent.
Yeah.
Like that music, the music and everything. Let's pause this story of Geralt and Ciri here, and let's just play some Gwent.
Right? Exactly. Like we have can we just take a break from fighting the Wild Hunt? I just want to sit down on a table, play some Gwent. I'll take out the Wild Hunt and Gwent, but
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's 100% the best video game mini game I've ever played.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially because it's led to this.
Exactly, and there's been a lot of like mini games too that I've enjoyed. Like I'm a big Final Fantasy guy, and my favorite one was always Blitzball from
yeah.
Final Fantasy X. So it's the underwater soccer / Marco Polo.
Yes, I've played that actually. I
Yeah,
have
like
played
that was a
Yeah,
lot
let's
of
talk
fun
about.
back in the day. Like, oh man, that was insane. There was also one that had a card game. So this is from a game series called Dragon Quest, and it's actually like you're using actual playing cards. But the idea is you play it almost as if they were like soldiers or something. So like, the numbers in the cards kind of represent like, the amount of people in an army. So obviously like the higher the number, the more troops. When you come to the face cards, they have obviously more power because you got the queen, the king, the joker, or the jack, sorry, etc. And yeah, I can't remember what that game was about, but it was pretty cool. But yeah, in terms of mini games, Gwent's definitely one that's been able to sort of like rise beyond its expectation and just become its own standalone.
No, I can definitely say that compared to the other Witcher series as well, as I am playing through Witcher 1 at the moment.
Oh yeah, how you know what? Let's go straight into
dice,
that. How's that
that
going?
dice poker, man. That dice poker does not compare to Gwent.
That's so true.
But yeah, I've really been enjoying Witcher 1. Like, yeah, it's just been a great time. I've been mostly streaming it, but yeah, it was free or whatever on GOG.
Yep.
For a while, and is one of the like few games my old laptop can actually run decently. And like you could just use the mouse and the D-pad or whatever, and yeah.
I mean, it's either that or
great story as
Cyberpunk.
well.
Pick one. It's either that or Cyberpunk.
Right.
Try to fit Cyberpunk into an old laptop. See how that turns out.
Exactly. Well, I actually did get that to work, but that's not real natively. I do quite a bit of like cloud gaming stuff just to work around PC limitations.
Right.
So yeah, I have actually played Cyberpunk on my laptop. Now that you mention it.
I mean, who'd be crazy enough to, honestly? Like,
yeah.
so yeah, you mentioned streaming for sure. Now I'm just curious, you didn't stream back when it was on console still, was it? You weren't like exposed to the streaming world yet. So what exactly exposed you to the streaming world? Who blackmailed you into coming into this into this world of streaming full of no, I'm kidding. The Gwent community is a bunch of nice people, kind of. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah,
No,
I'm
for
just curious,
sure.
what got you into the like streaming world?
Well, I'd always kind of like known about Twitch. Like I'd watched some of it before. Like I'd always sort of been around as like sort of like a companion to like YouTube creators and stuff. It's like I definitely heard about it, but I was never really like super into watching it as well. I think a lot of that was like the just the like you don't really get the same connectivity or like community in like super big like channels and stuff. It's kind of hard to get that I think like connection with the streamer, but sometimes it does happen. But it was definitely when I was just watching so much Gwent Twitch streams, like I just fell in love with the community, and yeah, everyone's just so welcoming, helpful. Wanting to get more people into the game, like you just immediately felt that sense of community. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And I was thinking, after watching, so many Twitch streamers as well, talking with them, for sure, Bronca, and Ghost Arya from Bandit Gang, actually, and I was on their streams quite a bit as the time zones, worked out. And, I was like, hey, maybe I should stream this game, finally, because I feel like I had been part of the community for a little while, at least a few months, and I got along really well with everybody. So I was like, hey, maybe I'll give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, it never hurts, right? I mean, like, again, it's always the hard part is taking that first step forward to see what's gonna happen, because
Yeah.
you don't know if you're gonna be stuck on one viewer or if you're gonna be
Exactly.
floating around a lot to see where the time slot what are the time slots are to get the most viewers. And for those of you who think that sounds so like unempathetic and stuff, for those of you who are up and coming streamers, at some point you thought about the numbers. Don't lie to yourselves, okay? We've all been there.
No,
so...
they are important for some reasons, particularly mainly that affiliate. If you want those sweet emotes, right?
Exactly,
you do
right?
need those 50
So
followers
it's for
from
your
somewhere.
benefit, so shut it and stop asking questions.
Exactly.
But no, like on a personal note, if I can become the fan here for a second, because I think I've pointed you out enough as a fan of Team Bandit Gang's work. I say that
yeah.
as I'm straining my jacket. Yeah, no, I do find you in a lot of Twitch chats, and I think that's that's a really good thing too, because you get a chance to talk not just to the streamer but also to like to the other people in chat, right?
Yeah.
And like, for example, like the first episode with Big Daddy, before he showed up on camera, I bet you nobody knew what he looked like. Did I expect
really
him to
great.
be Asian? No, I didn't know. Unless you like asked him yourself.
Had no idea, right?
Unless you asked him yourself, you wouldn't have any idea. The only thing I've known about him is that he loves to talk. Like, because when I see him on chat, he talks
He's very
a lot.
active.
Definitely. And with you, it's like, it's funny because in chat, like, you look like you could be like that, but when you're on stream, you seem to be almost completely opposite in terms of energy. Like, you have such a soothing voice and stuff. Like, I want to sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Thank you.
That's not a good
Moriarty.
thing. That's not
coming for you, maybe.
That's not a good thing if you make me sleep, dude. I'm
I
gonna
wish.
miss your stream. But no, like, you definitely have that calm, soothing voice, and like, so I feel like sometimes there's this energy where chat sometimes becomes more wild than you are.
I'm here for it.
A big example of that actually is your stream yesterday. Well, yesterday from when this is being recorded, you were struggling so hard to get your invigorate. Your invigorate mastery, and then I'm just there sort of
we gotta
pushing.
talk about this.
Exactly. No, don't worry. We'll get to it shortly. And then I was just there like trying to poke Arya's buttons a little bit. I don't know, like BJ's told me that apparently Arya's easily victimized. Like, it's easy for him to bully her for some reason.
Oh, I see.
I don't know if that's the right thing to say if you're the boss, like the content boss. I mean, I don't know, BJ. We might have to have a conversation after that. But but no, it's all
you guys
in
don't
good
seem
fun.
very playful each other from what I see.
Oh, I bully BJ, he bullies her, and she orders me around when it comes to like beginner series and update stuff. So it's like it's like a triangle of like bullying here. Not that we condone it or anything. It's called having fun. You should try it sometime. So yeah, like if you want to talk a little bit about your struggle with that invigorate mastery.
Oh boy,
yes,
we
can
could talk about this for sure.
How did that go?
Yeah,
what made you even want to pursue that?
This goes back for sure. Who could have thought this goes back to a Bandit Gang channel? It was Mercer for sure. He's definitely a very interesting Gwent player. Yeah, who I think that's the one. No, another thing I love about Gwent is that everyone has like their own play style, I think. And yeah, Mercer for sure is unique, where he's always seeming to be playing, off meta decks as well, and he definitely inspired me in part to do that, along with a lot of other Gwent creators who some people like their meme cards, and yeah, he was just working on the masteries. Yeah, you gotta do the hop, the clap.
It's got to be the
But
clap, exactly.
yeah, he was just working on the masteries. It was like a stalemate or something. It was like he was just playing interesting decks, because you have to if you're getting those 100 wins, you got to be playing something you enjoy. And so yeah, I was like, hey, I'm usually playing a lot of Scoia'tael as well, and yeah, I thought I'd go for that mastery, and I saw that Invigorate. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be an interesting one there. I think I'll get that one out of the way first, insanely enough, because that's the one I needed the most progress with. So yeah, I just started jamming Invigorate games, built a deck that I really enjoyed playing. It was a Scoia'tael, Witchers, Cat Witchers deck, with Gezrissa, Catan, all of them. And yeah, it was just sort of like an idea, like based off of and our Witchers actually, like Specimens sort of deck, where it's the double carryover with Erland, or not with Erland, with Vesemir. So I was like, oh, if only we could do that with everywhere else. Invigorate kind of allows the double carryover just a little bit. So that was kind of what I started going for. The Vesemir, the Invigorate, double carryover Witcher's deck, and we had some good success with it actually. But I was talking with Mercer about it, and he's like, yeah, the key to the masteries here, Kalvino, is that you just ignore that leader ability. and so he's like, yeah, you just build an actual good deck, and then you get the wins. You just have the leader ability up in the corner there. So
yeah, it's there for decoration. It's almost like a plant.
Exactly. Yeah. Sadly, of course, now that after I have gotten Scoia'tael Mastery contract done, they are now changing Invigorate. Finally. So yeah, of course, I was joking with Arya that, oh yeah, it was so good of you to wait, because now you're getting a much easier time with the Invigorates now that's going to be changed. But yeah. I was playing a whole lot of Scoia'tael, and I did actually make a Scoia'tael emote. Shameless plug. We do have the ST Love BTTV emote. If anyone would like to add that to their channel,
looks really nice.
Do.
Looks really nice, by the way. Looks really nice.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I have
it.
been making my own emotes myself. That is another thing I'm sure we can talk about. But yeah, to get back to what you're saying, the other day was the final Invigorate game, because what I did was I did all the other masteries first for the other leader abilities, and I saved the one Invigorate game for last, so I could stream it for everybody. And so of course, silly me, oh my hubris, I thought, oh yeah, I'll just finish off this Nature's Gift a few games, and then I'll do that last Invigorate, celebrate, and. What was it, like 4 hours later?
Oh gosh.
No, I don't think it was really that long. But I was having quite some trouble with it. Because I was like, yeah, I'll get the old deck back again. We'll get the Kalvino's Invigorating Witchers for this great success, this great victory. Get that Squirrel Border, and of course, does not hold up. Playing a deck from what was like a few months ago or something. So many patches, does not hold up in the current meta at all.
No, definitely.
I think
not.
It was before Vesemir's. I think his of course, NR Witcher's got his adrenaline nerfed, so it's like 2 turns later, so I can't do the Vesemir tempo pass play that I used to do, and it was just a disaster.
No.
So yeah, I switched to what's that?
No, go ahead. You can finish.
I
your story.
switched to a just Nature's Gift deck without Nature's Gift. So it's just you just put Invigorate there instead. And then you actually win games. And so of course I keep trying, and then everyone gets tired and is like, all right, we gotta head out now. And then of course the next game, hey, actually.
Oh
man!
God.
So yeah, that's the story of that for you.
Like, trying to get masteries with Invigorate is one thing, is one struggle in its own, but to have to use decks that are meant to be used with other leader abilities, I feel like that just takes the cake. That makes me laugh so much, and that's actually so funny.
Yeah, that kind of speaks to it, right? I mean, yeah, that's kind of like I started trying to, actually have an Invigorate deck, build towards the leader a little bit. But yeah, you just gotta go for maximum meta squared cell.
Yeah, even with potentially like the worst leader ability. Well, I guess now with it changing, then we'll see what happens. But like I don't know, I still don't see it seeing too much more potential. The thing is, you at least have more control with what you can boost with the Invigorate getting those charges.
Exactly. So. The other thing is, if you have 10 cards in hand and one of them is not a unit, you're losing value.
Imagine how annoying it would be if they change whenever they change a leader ability, they reset the masteries. Like you have to.
Don't even say that.
Well, at
nightmares, man.
At least you know who to blame if CD Power actually ends up changing it that and making it that bad.
If you're listening. If anybody's listening, don't listen to this guy.
Make sure you mute the audio so that this doesn't come up and it's not my fault and it never happens. Hopefully not. But no, in all seriousness, well, no, forget I'm not getting serious, but congrats though for definitely doing it. Like,
thank you very much.
Like, personally, I've always had an on and off. Okay, so here's the thing, right? For people that have played beta for like an extended amount of time and you get used to how it works and you really enjoy it, the transition to Homecoming is actually like quite different.
Yeah, I heard about that. Right?
Yeah, a lot of English. A lot of players who love the beta don't seem to love Homecoming like almost immediately.
Like a whole different game, pretty much, right?
Exactly. It's like the only thing that stays the same are like not even the board is the same anymore. They got rid of the back row.
Yeah, the board is different.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, no, so went 3 rows to 2, huh?
Yeah, for sure. So like for those who come in and start playing from the Homecoming onwards without even knowing about the beta, you'll love it. If you played in the beta for any amount of time or enough time to like it, then you'll at some point you'll come across that situation where I don't like this, like I miss old beta, like because you have to do those comparisons, which is totally understandable because you have to compare it to something. Comparing it to games like Hearthstone and Legends of Runeterra, sure, but like comparing it from the exact game that it comes from, but like a completely different mechanic, like that's a completely more in-depth and more what do you call it? A more in-depth way of looking at like comparing the game, like first its previous reincarnation up until this point in Homecoming. So I'm just curious, like you did play on console, so that means you have played beta. So what do you think about the state of the game today?
Actually, I don't know if I was playing the same beta Gwent. Sorry to disappoint you.
I mean, before Homecoming came out, though, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, but I think it was maybe it was still 2 rows. Cause when I see the beta gameplay, it does look pretty different from what I was playing. Like I'm pretty sure I always distinctly remember the old the coin on the right, the like wood board and everything.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't beta Gwent. It was console beta Gwent.
I mean, it could have been. I think it could have been open beta. I think as opposed to closed beta, because those are also 2 different like.
Different, but... The beta I'm thinking of is them experimenting with it actually being on console from PC. I think is what it is. So I played the less interesting beta Gwent.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. Yeah.
So that's what happened there, but I guess the main comparison is always to Witcher 3 Gwent, right? Which is what I played quite a bit of. So there was of course some getting used to for sure, and I was a little bit turned off from the game initially when I was trying it out. Just because it is so different. It's like these spies are only on one faction. What's going on with that? Yeah,
right. Where's my extra card draw from the spies?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why is it limited to 10 cards? What the hell happened to weather?
Exactly. Yeah, there was a few things to get used to, but yeah, no, I do not have that full beta Gwent experience though. But I've been enjoying the game as it is, and as it keeps getting updated for sure. I hear all the old players Like Decode is always telling me, "Oh, this feels like beta Gwent again." I'm like, "Oh, that sounds good to me because that means powerful cards, right?"
Yeah, and if you don't know who Decode is, well then wake up. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Decode definitely. If someone like Decode says that this feels like
Master
beta
deck
Gwent,
builder
then
himself.
oh yeah, no, for sure. Like I get a lot. It's funny. Sometimes I get a lot of my deck ideas from him. Sometimes he forces his deck ideas onto me. He's like, Enzo, you gotta show this one on deck. And I'm like, dude, there are other people that want to present decks. Hold on a second. I'll get around to you at some point, but hold on. I know you're excited. Like, I know you're very strong at deck building, but let's hold off a little bit, you know? Pop the brakes.
Yeah, no, that's another great thing in Gwent, and I think what keeps the community alive is just you can share the decks so easily, right? And everyone's got their own ideas and creations, and it's so cool. How you could easily share them. Like that was the pretty like one of the first things I noticed on Twitch was that exclamation mark deck, right?
Yeah.
You want to see what everyone's playing.
Or exclamation mark deck list. It's always one of the two.
Yeah, right. That Twitch command.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Decode for sure. The last deck of his I was playing, the Igor Congregation.
Yeah, you were having
Syndicate
a lot of fun
deck.
with that
Oh
one.
man, yeah,
I saw you play that
that
a
was
lot.
that was a great deck. Yeah, that got me to pro. I think last season for sure. Yeah.
No, that's good. And honestly, like I think ever since I picked up like video editing, it's kind of been tough. Like it's just now because we're recording this 2 hours after I just came off my stream, and yeah, it's such a different feel now just playing the game because I haven't like played it in such a long time. Like my journey level's 21 and it's almost over, and I'm like,
Oh,
forget
no.
it. Team Triss. I've always been Team Triss. It's okay. I'll try harder for the Triss one. But you
So
know,
yeah,
like,
did you play Beta Gwent then, or is that
I
what you're
did.
saying?
I did. But
Okay.
here's the thing with me, right? When I played Beta Gwent, I was still in university. I was still trying to complete university, so I did not have time to stream or make content at all.
Okay.
So back then, actually, I was studying to be an engineer, a biomedical engineer.
Ooh.
So I had good things going for me. And then I found
Yeah.
this game, and I was obsessed.
Oh, no.
I was obsessed
Oh, no.
with Beta Gwent. Like during breaks in lectures, me and a friend of mine would take each other on in Gwent, and like half the class would
Awesome.
watch him and the
What?
other half would watch me, and I'm like, what the hell are you guys playing?
Oh, that's so cool.
No, because we would always like talk about each other's place and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Back then, believe it or not, and people might hate me for this, but Geralt Igni was a lot more effective in Beta Gwent because of
Ooh.
how high the ceiling was in terms of rounds. Like you'd get 200 point rounds used to be more common in Beta, which would make
Okay.
Geralt Igni a lot more effective because
Right.
initiative's
Yeah,
not a
it's
thing.
such a point swing.
Exactly, and initiative wasn't a thing, so you
Oh,
know, it
initiative,
clearly was
man.
not dead. It was not a dead card, but like you know, a tech card in a very high-scoring game, like it's such a high power swing. It's it's intense. Like now you look at it now, it doesn't see as much play unless, of course, you see synergy from your side of the field, aka like Witchers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like and our Witchers would be a thing. Maybe SK. Like I don't know. I don't know what decks out there people play. I don't watch. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I had Igni in my Cat Witchers deck, that's for sure. I needed something to play for. I need something to win the games for me to invigorate.
Because clearly Cat Witchers and Gezris and all that isn't enough, so you gotta have
I
Igni
know,
to
they
sweeten
did the work a
deal.
lot of the time, you know. Sometimes you get 2-0 with that deck. But
Yeah,
the Igni sometimes would have to help me out. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. And I mean, I played back in the closed beta, back when, you know, in The Witcher 3, where each faction had like their own like special abilities. Like I think like for
okay.
example, the monstrous one, you got to keep like the units on the board or something like that. I can't remember now. And yeah, like in closed beta Gwent, they did do that. They did do like that. Like they tried to imitate as much of the Witcher 3 Gwent as possible. Obviously, from a competitive standpoint, that would not like do so well. So you know, in
Sadly,
terms of a
yeah.
competitive-oriented standpoint, this version of Gwent, I would say, is really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
So
the competitive scene in Gwent as well is one thing I think that intrigued me as well. Is you've got people who are streaming who are actually trying or
Yeah.
actually playing the game for a reason, right? They got something to shoot for.
But
Besides just a Squirtle mastery.
yeah, exactly. It's a good distraction though, so you're not so busy trying to climb pro. But yeah, no. Back to my story. My story's not done yet. By the way.
Sorry, no, go
No,
ahead.
it's okay. It's okay. No worries. I'm like, shoot, I've been like, we like to sway off a lot, but it just kind of shows like we've talked to each other in chat so many times,
Yeah.
and we've had like conversations off camera that it's like at this point you're just not an associate. You're a fan. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. You're not just a fan. You're cool. I think.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It is important to know.
Of course, of course. But yeah, no, I definitely played a lot of beta Gwent. But the thing is, again, I was still in high school, studying to become an engineer. So you know how much free time that gives me. 0.
Yeah.
Which is why we played Gwent in class. But
Oh yeah, exactly.
exactly, right? And shortly,
Real time
and
to play
what
Gwent.
annoyed me the most is that right when I graduated, it's like, finally, I'm gonna have some free time. I'm gonna find a job. Finally, play some more Gwent. We get the letter saying it's gonna be shut down for 6 months because they're working on Homecoming. And I'm like,
wow.
I got caught in the middle of that. So I guess that's 2018 when Homecoming
geez.
came out, late 2018 actually. So I think that's when it came out. Because I remember when I graduated, Gwent was still like, Gwent was not a thing because they were trying to make Homecoming. And that was like, crap, that's like a very, very unlucky timing. So I had like 6 months, and I think I was still playing Hearthstone. Or no, I was playing Elder Scrolls Legends before Homecoming came out.
Ooh,
Elder
I've seen that one before,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I like the 2-lane gameplay. It was fun. If it didn't get stuck in Purgatory, aka maintenance mode, which means they still update the game, but they don't add new cards, then it's pretty much, it's like dead, but they're trying not to kill it. But that's what I was playing at the time. But at the time, it wasn't in Purgatory yet. It was still like thriving. It was actually like in contention on being the 3rd or even the 2nd best like card game, believe it or not. It was that would have been its peak if it had kept going. But anyway, back to Gwent. Enough other talk. Oh boy, I don't get kicked out of the team for this. But yeah, like, you know, I finally started content creating probably 2019. So Homecoming was already out then. So I did not catch, you know, obviously all the beta OGs and stuff. I still was, believe it or not, I actually didn't even get into video editing until this year. January.
Oh, really?
January of this year. I mean, if you look back at like Team Bandit Gang YouTube channel, like in the uploads, you'll notice there's a big gap in between 2 videos of like, I think 6, 7, or 8, even 8 months. That was when I started to take over, like in that next, like in the 8-month like gap after that, it's when I decided to take over. And I'm like, you know what? Like, no disrespect to people who make deck guides. Like, those are a good way to get people's attention, because when you look up like when you do a YouTube
scene,
search,
right?
exactly, when you do a YouTube search for Gwent, the first thing you look for is deck guides. Nobody's gonna want to look at this. Nobody's gonna search up community chats. Nobody's gonna search up deck list showcases. Nobody's gonna look up freaking lore blast. Believe it or not, they won't. The first thing I love lore blast. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Don't worry. But I'm saying the first thing people will look at is deck guides, and you know it'll be a good way to get views. Almost like when you're streaming, and you know look for that time slot to get viewers. That's how it works. People work with it. Hold on, my camera's. I'm moving a lot. There it goes. I'm moving a lot.
Oh, use the force on the camera there. Oh, come to me, camera.
Exactly. Well, I'll ask you that later too. Don't worry.
Okay.
How come the force went to me, not you? But yeah, no, for sure. What was I even gonna say now? Now I've just lost my train of thought. See, Kalvino, why are you always doing this to me, man? Whenever you show up with a different comment or something, I always lose my mind.
I did clip that earlier. You're gonna have to link that as well.
Oh no, I'm not linking it. You know what? It might be better for you if I don't link it. Because
you're right.
Now there'll be hard evidence that it's really your fault. Exactly.
It wasn't, I swear.
Yeah, so yeah, people look up deck guides, so there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but like, you know, it's not everyone's cup of tea, like especially those that take between 20 to 50 minutes long, which I totally get, because when I first started doing YouTube, I used to do those too. But then I'm like, there's gotta be a way for Gwent content to be more interesting. So I started experimenting when BJ came out of retirement and has become a content manager. We've been having so many daily discussions, literally daily discussions. I get sick and tired of talking to this guy sometimes. But no, the conversations we have, it's a mix of like, you know, fun, casual, keeping up with each other. How's it going? How's the girlfriend? How are the wife and kids? Man, wait, I'm just making snide remarks every chance I get. BJ's gonna hate me for this. But like, yeah, we like a lot of our talks are always revolving around content, and it's like, how do we make, you know, content more fun and enjoyable for people to see? And, you know, we try to get feedback from the community. And I remember Weevil was telling me, like, one of the biggest like letdowns of like a video, like what makes me want to stop watching it, if it's longer than this amount of time. Unless the person's really entertaining and that you know what to expect. Yeah. But, you know, generally a video that takes more than like 15 minutes, unless you know that you enjoy watching these people, you're gonna stop at like the 3 to 4 minute mark. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look for a series that takes like between 3 to 5 minutes. If people enjoy it, then that's when I sort of start building that reputation as the master editor of this team, which it looks like I'm starting to pick up a little bit here. Check out the last upload if you haven't yet. I keep plugging that every chance I get. I'm gonna get that every chance I get is gonna get plugged in. But yeah, no, and ever since then I think it's been such a success. It's been tough because when it comes to editing, I'm on my own. Like I get like people work with me when it comes to recording, script writing, voiceovers. Of course, speaking of, we might be in the talk. I might end up talking to you about something like that in the future. Who knows? I know you're not part of the team.
Okay.
I know you're not part of the team, but I control the YouTube. If I see something that works, I will do it. I don't care what people say about it. If I think it's good, I will use it.
The power. Limited power.
Right? Unlimited power. It's nice and beautiful. But yeah, no, like ever since I got into it, it's been a lot of fun, and I plan on continuing the momentum. And yeah, no, this is gonna be great. So let's address the elephant in the room.
Oh, is he an elephant?
Yes, look behind you. He's so big. Clearly, you are a Star Wars fan, so we gotta cover that because I love Star Wars too.
Okay, where's your Darth Vader?
What's your you know what? Maybe I didn't have a voice mod set up to sound like Darth Vader. Otherwise, Otherwise, I would.
No, it's fine.
So you're a Star Wars fan. So have you seen like the?
Oh, you noticed?
Have you seen all? No, I didn't. I took a guess. Like after our conversations and like getting smarter. We like it. Maybe I'll apply it to Gwent someday.
Maybe one day. Good old Gwent. Yeah, it takes some thinking occasionally.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine thinking in Gwent. Who the heck does that nowadays?
I don't. I play Invigorate, but
yeah. So where'd you get the cutout? Did you make it? Did you buy it off
someone?
No.
This was actually a very, very nice gift from a friend who was a much bigger Star Wars fan than myself.
And he didn't keep it?
Yeah, no, they gave it to me. It was pretty old for them. You know, they'd had it long enough, and so yeah, they passed it along to me, and I was very grateful. And he's now found a home here watching over the Twitch chat. Yeah, if anybody stops by, be sure to spam emotes. Mr. Vader here, he loves those emotes.
There you go. Do you have a Darth Vader emote on your stream, or like a Darth Vader inspired?
Not a personalized one just yet, but we do have a BTTV emote, so you can spam some Vaders in chat if you do so wish. Yes.
Imagine if you try to do Monka S with Darth Vader's face. Like, how's that gonna work?
Ooh.
Wait, but how's that gonna work?
You're giving me some ideas here. I like that.
You're not gonna be able to see it. How are you gonna see Monka S on Darth Vader's mask? Like,
exactly. Yeah. Like some sweat beads or something.
Oh my gosh! Imagine a Vader mask sweat. And by the way, I'll take 10% of that commission. By the way, if
okay, all right,
money,
good to know.
Do you have money off of emotes?
Well, I mean,
I don't know how
indirectly. I haven't sold any yet.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, we'll keep that under wraps. We'll talk later. My people will talk to your people.
Okay. For sure.
So who's your favorite character? Is it Darth Vader, or do you have a different favorite character?
Favorite character? Oh boy, you're getting some loaded questions here. This is quite the topic of conversation.
Yep. Gotta make it tough on you, man.
Choose a character. No, it's gonna need some explanation because I can't just drop a character like that. I have
top 3.
Getting into top
order.
3. Okay.
No order. I'll make it easy for you.
No order. Okay, well, I can't have him here and not mention it. So we'll say Darth Vader needs to be in the top 3.
Yeah, yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Or Anakin Skywalker himself, right? Like
I'll count him as one and the same.
Titular character, kind of. Yeah.
Exactly.
So definitely Anakin as well. And I'm thinking it's got to be somebody from Clone Wars as well, because I recently last year over lockdown got back into the Clone Wars series, the animated series, right before. Yeah, the final season
Rex.
Came out.
I'll happily say Captain Rex is my favorite Clone Wars character for sure.
Yeah, I think I gotta say Ahsoka though.
Oh yeah,
it's definitely one of my favorite characters because I think her story was like a lot of what season 7 was, and I think she's like, okay, I won't be saying much then, but her story in And yeah, the Clone Wars is definitely one to watch it for.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is continued.
Yeah, I remember
In
watching
that
Clone Wars when I was like a younger. Like this is a pretty old series,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
5 or
it
10
is,
years or something.
right?
It's quite old. Yeah. I remember watching it in
Yeah,
high
and I even
school,
watched
but
the I don't know if you've seen the what is it the guy who did Samurai Jack, I think Gennady Tarkovsky
oh
did
yeah,
that
yeah,
Clone Wars one. It's like 2008, I think.
yeah, that's old.
I'm pretty sure we had like a VHS recording
Oh
of
my
that
gosh,
one.
right?
It's like a movie,
That's
so yeah,
like
I think
baby
so that's
YouTube
definitely one of my
days.
favorites. Yeah, exact. Yeah, wow. Ooh, dating ourselves a tiny bit here. No, not really. Um, so yeah, we got Darth Vader. I'd say Ahsoka as well. Ooh, and that's got to be some deep cut, right?
Yeah.
I do enjoy me some Boba Fett as well, but it's so basic, right?
Boba Fett. That's fair.
Yeah, like Mandalorian was just amazing.
So I mean, by the sounds of it, like you sound to be a more fan of like the Star Wars like series as opposed to the actual like movies.
Well, yeah, I mean, just more like the whole universe, right? Like I just kind of grew up with it.
Oh, that's totally fair. It's definitely an expanded universe for sure. Since they added those
Yeah,
spin-offs, it was like
yeah, for sure.
got to see more of it for sure. I
Yeah, I'm
personally
trying to
have
think of
never
some
seen
character.
Mandalorian. I don't have
Oh
Disney
no.
Plus.
Oh, how dare you?
You know how
There
much
is
money I
that
spent for
though.
Adobe,
There's
dude?
that
You think I
though.
have enough money for
Oh,
Disney
okay.
Plus?
Okay, fair, fair.
For a good
Um,
reason, man.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, third character though. Uh, oh, there's so many. Like it's such a huge universe, right? Maybe I'll go with like it's gotta be some video game character as well. I just really like the Force Away or not the
The
Force
Force Unleashed?
Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
Yes, the Force Unleashed games. Star Killer. He was a pretty cool character. So yeah, maybe I'll throw him up there. So yeah,
I feel like
I think I'd
I
go
feel
with
like if
those.
I were to ever ask any Star Wars fans who their top 3 characters was, nobody would name those 3 together.
Yeah,
Definitely
I
not.
wanted to, I'm trying to make it not
I
the
mean,
total standard
you'll
ones.
hear at least 1 or 2 of Kenobi, Yoda,
Mm,
Anakin. You mentioned Anakin slash Darth Vader, same thing.
mm.
Palpatine, for obvious reasons.
Oh,
You got the dark horses like Mace Windu, Count Dooku, who were such badass characters. Which I feel
yeah.
I always get this notion that like Mace Windu and Count Dooku are like literally the same person, like the yin and yang of each other, pretty much. Like, but they always I always thought of them like being the same person. Like if Mace Windu was on the dark side, he'd be Count Dooku, and if Count Dooku was on the
Oh, yeah.
Jedi, then he would be kind of similar to Mace Windu, which is pretty funny, I think, but also pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Mace Windu for sure.
Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know, it's always just fun getting invested into like these fantasy worlds and just knowing like all the lore and stuff. And like I'll admit, like Star Wars, amongst many other fantasy worlds that I've invested in, like Lord of the Rings, Middle Earth, Harry Potter for a bit, even though there's not a lot of spin-offs for that movie series. Narnia for sure.
Yeah.
Well, like one of the very first movie series that
Ooh,
I watched when
okay.
I was like really young. So there were
Yeah,
like
I
7
remember. I
books
remember when
and
all
only
those
3
were coming
movies.
out.
Yeah. Like I think since then I've just kind of like had such an interest in like lore exploring and like even world building in a sense. Like who knows, maybe one day I'll make my own world and it'll be popular, who knows.
Hey, there you go. Yeah.
But for now I'll just
Yeah.
be stuck appreciating all the lore like, that's been given, and Witcher is definitely also is a pretty big world. Can't wait for Witcher 4 to come out. That'll be fun. So
Oh my gosh.
better get to it, guys. Come on, fix Cyberpunk quick. Let's get to Witcher 4.
That's yeah, priorities, right? Priorities. That is what you're saying here.
Exactly. So we've actually had quite a pretty good conversation now. We've hit the 48-minute mark.
Oh, already? What?
Yeah, exactly. And this is something I just thought of doing. And here's the thing, right? Like, look at my guest. The first episode guest I had was Big Daddy. Again, every time I try to make a remark with his name, I can't do it without sounding like I'm weird. Like, I just can't. I tried.
Oh,
Right?
the
I
username,
tried.
man.
Exactly. Like,
He's got quite the story behind it as well, so if you haven't seen it, you gotta watch that
yeah,
one.
you have to see it. That story was so interesting and so not what I was expecting. I was all ready to get hyped up to him saying like, "Oh, I went and fought this guy for this girl, and then we had sex after." It's like, oh my gosh, that's so not what happened. So I was uninterested now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
this has been great.
Yeah, I think it's just fun just to sit down and have conversations with, like members of the Gwent community. It's kind of funny because like you have these people on Twitch that are like 200, 300 viewer stands, and it's like, like obviously the Bandit Hideaway, like Zubid is doing a very good job there, by the way. I'm not gonna slam my own team member, even though for me, with the best time for me to slam someone would be my own team member because they know who I am. But no, he's doing a really good job. Like, he's nailed some pretty like high profile guests, not even gonna deny it. Like in the Gwent community, they're celebrity status, but here in community chats, I just like to have sit downs and conversations with people. And if I'm gonna confess a little something here. I'm shy, believe it or not. I will never ask someone who is like 300 400 viewer big time streamer to ever do something with me because I'm scared. Believe it or not, I am scared.
No, you could do it.
No, I actually can't. I'm scared, believe it or not. But with people like you and Big Daddy, who are like, you guys are community members, you're all fun, like, we're all chill. Okay, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the big streamers are boring and lame. It's just that they have a big following, and believe it or not, I'm scared. I really am. So don't use that against me. You will pay for it. Don't ever use that against me. You will pay for it.
Okay, good.
If I ever reveal a weakness or a vulnerability in the armor, if you expose it, you will pay for it. Just so you know, whether it's in a video or on a stream or some clip where maybe I'll have Gontaro Dim break you in 1,000 pieces in mirror shards, huh? maybe actually, I think some people might be an honor to be broken into 1,000 pieces by Gontaro Dim. Who knows?
Hey,
maybe now I just got an idea. Exactly.
Some people love that character, right? So.
Oh yeah, my favorite character, and he's not even book canon, which is kind of upsetting, but it's the Witcher universe regardless. Book canon, CDPR canon, who cares? It's all fun. Just as Big Daddy says.
Yeah, love it all.
Exactly. So yeah, I think we're gonna cut off the conversation here. This was a lot of fun. We got sidetracked a lot, which I think was pretty cool.
Bound to happen.
It just kind of shows that, like, we're not just two associates just talking to each other. Like, we've seen each other so much in like other people's chats and each other's chats. You bother people, I bother people. It is what it is.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely speaks just to again how I'll keep saying it. I feel like, and I think Big Daddy mentioned as well. I feel like the Gwent community is definitely one of the most wholesome out there. Yeah. So thank you.
Most
thank
wholesome,
you
most integrated for sure. Like, a lot of people know who everyone is. If you don't know who I am, then wake up. Then start looking at BG content, maybe.
Yeah, no, I just love hopping on any chat and just being able to have a little conversation, or even just always, of course, commentate on the game and all the plays that are going on. Right, that's what we're all here for.
Exactly.
See some people misplay some Gwent.
Oh my goodness! Don't get me started on that stuff, man. It's like like I've been playing a while, and it's like nothing's changed. I'll make a play that's like, there it is, it's gonna win, and then I end up completely messing it up somehow.
Yeah.
It's a talent.
It's always one misplay. Misplay, and then it's like, oh, there goes the game. There goes the game.
Imagine people making decks that punish you for making one misplay. It's like, come on, dude, make a more efficient deck than that. What's the point of net decking? That's why you hashtag say no to net decking, by the way.
Yes.
We gotta hit that up too. And yeah, that's gonna close out this episode of Community Chats. Tune in again next time whenever this gets uploaded. I don't ever have a schedule for these. I upload whenever I feel like uploading and whatever I feel like uploading. So, I mean, like, it's like this week, it's like a combination of like, whether it's Lore Blast or Decklist Showcase or this new Cuff construction building that I'm making for another series on the channel. I think just having, been killing it. Yeah, like I think just having what we call a stable series that like we know will last versus like one-off projects. I think it's cool for longevity and for entertainment as well. So if you ever get tired of watching deck lists, like watching deck guides and stuff like that, then feel free to hop over to our channel, see some entertainment, some capacity of entertainment, and yeah. I feel like I've plugged myself a lot here, and I just want to say a shout out actually to Kalvino for willing to come to this crazy 2-person panel and just talking with me.
I do really appreciate the offer and having me on here.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm sure at some point
I'm
in the
looking forward to the next ones.
Yeah, for sure, and when we have an idea in mind and I will collab with who I think fits best with the project, team member or not. So, and I could, with the way I go in terms of like creativity and stuff, I'll definitely find something to work with you. I think you're one of those people that I don't hate, so you're cool.
Oh, good to know. Yes.
So we're gonna wrap up this episode of Community Chats, and I will see you guys in the next upload. Be sure to catch Kalvino and all those social media links, and check out the YouTube channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.